Hi, Cancer. My lovely Cancers. My lovely Cancers. Yeah. I've had some really great talks with you guys this last month. Yeah. And a lot of you, I have to say, I already knew this to some extent, but I have to say so many of you really did have a really hard 2016. And a lot of you are still reeling from the questions those experiences brought up for you. In different parts of your life. And I think for you, it kind of comes in waves where it's like, 1 month or 1 week, it'll be about this part of your life and the questions that came up. And the next week, it'll be this part of your life and the questions that came up. And it's kind of like, whoa, what is happening there, right? Yeah. And so March is always an intense month. It's, we start off in Pisces, which is a sister sign to you. So already you're going to feel at home in that energy. It's really powerful healing energy. It's the 12th sign. It's the last sign of the zodiac before we start into the new year in Western astrology, which is when the sun hits Aries near the end of the month. But, here's the thing with you guys this month. Venus is going to be retrograde starting March 4th. And that's going to be in Aries. And Aries is your 10th house. And, it's a couple signs before you guys, right? So it's in the area. So Venus is going to be retrograde in the area of your chart, in the area of your life that has to do with your reputation in the world, with your career, with how you present yourself to others, with your, with your reputation, and also like with your destiny in the world, with the work that you do in the world. And so I think a lot of you this month, so, we had all these questions from 2016, everything that went down that last year. A lot of you are going to be finding that the big question on your mind recently and when March starts is what is meaningful in your career? What is meaningful in what you do in the world? A lot of you, I think, are thinking about switching. You're tired of what you've been doing. A lot of you just need kind of a reboot, maybe just changing up the routine in your work. Maybe you need to be better at taking a day off. Especially if you work for yourself or you work for a small business where you hold a lot of the responsibility and it's really hard for you to take a day off. Like questions like that are going to be coming up. What fatigues you? What inspires you? And I think a lot of you have just been feeling like you've hit a wall. Like, what does anything mean anymore? Why even bother? And that's and there is an element of exhaustion there. Like, well, what do you do with that? What do you do with energy like that? And I think the real energy you're going to be figuring out is how you can subtly shift that. Now, with Venus in retrograde and the fact that we are in Pisces, we're at the end of the year, we're at the end of the cycle. It's going to be slow moving. It's going to be much more of an internal process. It's going to be going down deep and thinking about what you want to build down the road. And being really specific about your dreams and your goals and your visions. Very specific. As a water sign, you are a very powerful manifester. And when you're feeling on point with that energy, you can really manifest very quickly. But when you're feeling, once you start manifesting, you want it to be very specific, because you can ask for something kind of vague and it'll come and it'll just be this weird package and it'll be like, I don't want that. So, this month is about the invitation of going in and saying, okay, what really are my dreams? What really are my visions? All right. And I just overturned your cards. So let's talk about what they're saying here. Okay. So yeah, what's been really interesting about this month is that all the signs have been getting these kind of energies. This makes me think you have really been struggling with trust and with who you can trust when it comes to the work you do in the world. Some of you, and it connects in with your emotional experience in 2016. I think a lot of you lost a sense of self-worth for a while near the end of the month and the end of the year, because you went through some really big losses, some really heavy hitting stuff. And it affected the rest of your life. Everything, your career, your friendships, your lifestyle, who you were spending time with. You know, you put up your shell, you just felt exhausted, you questioned everything, and it started to make you feel like this. Like, who can you trust in your work environment? Can you even trust yourself to do the best work that you want to do? Because I know you guys have a lot of integrity and you want to do things right. You want to do things in such a way that makes sense to you. And you've been kind of like, what am I doing even? What am I doing? And it all started here. And that's what I was saying, you know, you're still working through all the loose ends from last year and putting the pieces together and finding your answers. And with the sun in Pisces, that's the work that a lot of us are doing right now. So yeah, you're coming in with this. You're coming in feeling this way. And that, you know, you might feel a little discouraged. Like, what am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with that kind of hurt? How am I going to ever move forward? There's really good news though here, you guys. Page of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles. The Knights are all about forward motion. And for you, this is going to be in that practical tweaking of your routine. You know, maybe you start wearing more comfortable shoes that still look great, but that like allow you to have like a more focused day. I mean, that sounds like a really mundane thing, but this is the kind of stuff you're going to be combing through. This is the kind of stuff that's going to help you get out of bed and feel refreshed and strong. Excuse me. It must be that Pisces energy. It's getting to me, right? So, you know, yeah, it's very practical. It's very steady. You're going to be feeling a little bit like you're steady. Your boat is not rocking so much anymore, and you are steady and you're like on calmer waters. And you're going to start regaining a sense of purpose. If anybody cares about his career and his presentation in the world, it's the Emperor, right? I mean, he wants to present an image of himself. How do we get there? With this steady, practical energy. And I know you guys will appreciate that. So yeah, this is where you want to be. You want to be sturdy and steady and strong. You want to have certainty about the work that you're doing. Yeah, and here's the thing. I think a lot of you are going to get some really deep insights. This is a very psychic time in the year. It is a very, very psychic time in the year. And it's normally a time when we are very deeply close to our psychic magical selves. When I see the Wheel of Fortune here in our conversation, you are going to find clarity. And it's going to be kind of a surprise. I think for you, it's going to be about balance. On the one hand, yeah, you have the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is all about or the Knight of Pentacles. I am so sorry. I keep saying the wrong thing. The Knight of Pentacles is all about doing it by the book and figuring out very practical solutions. The Magician, on the other hand, forget it. He's all about how can we do something, how can we combine all the elements and do something totally wacky and crazy. So that's going to be the other side of this process for you. It's going to be the small tweaks in your day-to-day life to help you feel comfortable, and that's going to be in your home life too, and in your surroundings, in your home, which I know you guys want to have like a safe home. Believe me, I get that. And so, you know, it might just be spring cleaning time. It might be that simple to help you feel grounded. On the other hand, you are going to be having just revelations about the type of work you want to be doing, why you're doing it, and how you're doing it. So, big part of how you're going to get to that revolutionary mindset where you get the cosmic downloads and you connect in with your dreams, which is all of the Piscean energy, is going to be through really being specific about what you want. Here's the completed package, right? This is a family that has built an empire and has work. You know, we're talking about, you know, your reputation in the world and where you want to end up. Ten of Pentacles right here, baby. That grounded, like, empire. Once again, we have this emperor, right? Where do you want to, you know, this guy rules this. These two are like the same scene, and you want to get here. You're so done with this whole like wishy-washy thing of like feeling like washed, like a waif lost at sea. You're done with that. You want to be here. And, you know, this is you dreaming here. This is you dreaming here. And not dreaming some little dream, dreaming very specifically and dreaming very big and dreaming with everything you have. And it needs to be heart-centered for you guys. When you're Cancers, you are heart and soul. And yes, you've had your shell on, you had your armor on, you've been rocked by the world. You're coming back here though. You're starting to get a little bit closer to that heart center where you want to be, where you like to be. And I do think some of you are going to feel that you're emotionally connecting with people again in a way that you weren't for a while there. Just for like the last 6 months. I think it's been really hard for you to connect emotionally. You've been feeling a little dead inside. You've been feeling a little dead inside. And, you know, I think for you, like finding the final piece of like getting your home a little bit spiffed up and thinking about the work that you're doing is like that final piece is helping you to get your confidence back. And that's allowing you to connect with people at a deeper level. You're also going to get some news, I think. I think once the sun goes into Aries and we have that fresh start and it's spring, you know, it's a very exciting time in the year. Here we go. This is that Aries energy right here. And this is like if you put a question out there at the beginning, you put your dreams out there, you put them into to your higher self, things are going to start coming back to you and you are going to start feeling like you have answers. And that's the beauty of this time of year. The Pisces into Aries energy is you go deep, you do some work, you do some dreaming, you get in there, and you come out with answers and you come out refreshed. A lot of people are going through that this month. You are not the only ones, but you know, I think with you specifically, because you've had that shell on and you have been feeling a little dead and you have been feeling lost at sea, it's going to be such a relief to feel so much groundedness and practicality in how you can move forward and how you can build what you want. So that's wonderful. And I think you guys will really feel good in that. Yeah, very good. I mean, I don't see a lot for the singles out there. I have to say, I don't see like a ton of like mushy, you know, because Venus is in retrograde. It's a slow time for relationships in general. If you are just starting to see somebody or you know, you're dating around, like, because I think you're going to start having that emotional in touch with you again. I think that, you know, you are going to have some nice dates, just, you know, and some of those may really turn into relationships when we start talking in April. I think we're going to be talking a lot more about that. They just might kind of like float there for a month. Just enjoy it. You know, don't try and push things into reality right this second, because that's not what Pisces is about. We're about getting to that celestial kind of dreaming, and then we'll talk about the creation of it here in the physical realm. Now, to finish off this reading, I'm going to do something a little different. I have the Lenormand deck here, and this was Napoleon's tarot reader, and she illustrated these, and so they're a couple 100-year-old illustrations. They're very beautiful and very interesting. I will pull one card to finish off the reading, give us final energy for what we're looking for here this month. It's taking me a moment. The card does not want to come out. Ooh, very interesting, you guys. Queen of Swords. You know what this makes me think about? You know, it makes me think about coming full circle. You know, we started off with this Five of Swords, with this pain, with this distrust, with that feeling of like, who can I trust? Can I even trust myself with my career? For me, you know, when we move from the Five of Swords to the Queen of Swords, it's like you're turning it on its head and you're like, you know what? Yeah, that went down, but I'm going to like slice through the crap here and I'm going to trust myself again. And I'm going to rise up and remember that, you know, I am psychic. I am valuable. I am somebody that people want to be around. I am a partner that people want to be around. I also think this really speaks to the theme this month in general, which is the truth. The truth is there and it wants to be heard. And March is all about the truth. And if anybody's about the truth, it is the Queen of Swords. She is no messing around. She wants to get right to the point. She wants to have an answer. And I think that you guys, it's insightful and it's incisive. And this is really going to be a month for you where you feel like that. So you're going to be really re-empowered. You are going to be getting incisive cosmic downloads, and you are going to get back to that throne of being the strong person that you are. And you are going to be connecting emotionally with people again. So, maybe I even take back a little bit of what I was saying about the dating. I mean, I think any dating that's going to go on this month is just going to be slow moving. So just let it be slow. Because I do think you are going to start feeling that connection. You're going to start feeling that excitement. You're going to start feeling those sparks again because you don't have your shell on. You're able to help let your heart out again. That's going to feel like such a breath of fresh air. So Cancers, I love you guys so much. You are so dear to me. Truly, in my heart and soul, I love you guys so much. I hope you have a beautiful March. I hope you do connect with your heart center and feel strong again. I'm going to leave my email, my website below, so you can get in touch with me to ask me a question or book a session. And I really hope that I hear from you, and I will see you in April. Have a beautiful time. Love you, Pisces. Love you, Cancer. Bye.